Ready for another lesson? The streets ain't where you want to be. You know, social media and everything else and rappers and shit like that glorify the gangster lifestyle. They glorify how it's all pluses, no minuses, right? Right. Yeah, this have more minuses than anything else in life. Even worse than the stock market. You see, with the stock market, at least if you lose half or everything that you have, you can start over again. But the streets, not so much. Because once you get a life sentence, ain't no starting over. Oh, yeah, you'll start over behind bars. You know, there's certain YouTubers that glorifying that the men in prison and have this certain mindset, and we not gonna bash on that, but there's nothing cool about going to prison and you don't want to be there. Trust me. Never been there, and I don't plan to go there either, because I enjoy my freedom. I don't need people to tell me that I am locked down 23 hours a day. I don't need that. But anyways, you see these things on social media, you see fast money and all this stuff, and you think that, hey, if they could do it, I could do it too. But I come with a major price. And if you glorify that, you live by the streets, you die by the streets as well. And another thing too is you think that there's loyalty in the streets. There's no loyalty for you at all, period. These motherfuckers in the streets ain't loyal to you, just like anywhere else you go. They all in it for themselves. You know, back in the earlier days, you know, people would scream, just say no to gangs and all kind of stuff. But you fail to realize that gangs give you something, an emotional need. It fill that hole that you long for. And that's to be accepted and loved. Not to say that, oh yeah, the love from your mother wasn't enough. You just needed love from other men that share common interests, right? Tell me about it. I know dudes that used to run the streets and stuff like that, but I wouldn't be affiliated with them because I already know how that go. If they can't get to him, they'll get to you. And if they can't get to you, they'll get to your loved ones. Because the rules change. They used to have honor, and if you was out with your children, they wouldn't get you in front of your children, but they don't care anymore. The generation have something to prove, and they don't give a shit who they're. The Lord himself could be there and watch you get your just desserts. So you do these things to try and fit into the in crowd and blend in, and you want to be with the people that you think are who you need to be with. Nah. You need to be with the children or the kids that studying skills. You need to be with the children that's boring as fuck. You need to be with the children that actually going to class. You need to be with the children and people that actually going somewhere. I don't give a shit about looking cool. I don't give a shit about fitting in with the crowd. None of that shit. Because you fail to understand that when you go in college, none of that shit matter if you live long enough to make it to college. High school is a troubling time throughout a teenager's life. You try so hard to be accepted. It's kind of like, you know, what's that dude name? Myron or whatever had pictures of him with another dude kissing him and he in bed with another man with his shirt off. You know, I guess you're just trying to be with the in crowd. You never catch me taking pictures like that. Fuck the crowd. So you run in the streets, right? And your mother tell you this ain't where you want to be, but you don't need to listen to your mother. Your father will definitely not let you run the streets. Because he already know what's out there waiting for you. Not a gosh damn thing. Nothing good ever really come from the streets. And if they tell you that, they're lying to you. I know dudes that was in high school that was out there doing things to people. And trust me, they always catch up to you. They run up in one of my classmates' house and gun him down right in his own house. And the funny thing is, people were like, well, you know, he wasn't like that. We don't know why he'd do that. Right. If he didn't do something to other people, or he wasn't out there doing what he wasn't supposed to be doing, they wouldn't be running up in the house to make sure they get to you. They don't just do these things out of randomness. They know who they're going after. Remember that. Because if they don't get you now, they will get you or your children eventually. You've been taught.